Welcome back, family. Welcome back to What's the Juice at the Juicy Tea 1111 Energy. I am so grateful to be here. I hope you are too. I am grateful, okay, for each and every one of you, your likes, your shares, your subscribes, tapping in, hitting your notification bell. I am truly grateful, okay. There is an energy of love out here, okay. A lot of people, okay. I do feel the energy of love, okay. I also feel the energy of people wanting to understand, okay, understand what it is possibly about you or why is it you or just, just understanding. Okay, like what is it about this motherfucker? Oops. Yeah, type energy. Okay, I didn't really say the whole word, but yes, that is the energy. Okay, thank you for your likes, shares, and your subscribes, hitting your notification bell, tapping in. Let's get to the message, family. Okay. I call upon the divine to surround me. I invite my ancestors, guides, and protectors to stand with me and within me. No lower energy may enter this space or my temple. Only what serves truth, healing, and highest good may dwell here. And so it is. Ashe. Okay, family. So, yeah, there is a renewal at the bottom of the deck when I look at it. Okay. I feel like you are going through a renewal with yourself, with your mind, the way you think, way you see things. Okay, for many of you, okay, for those of you who have had the veil lifted, I feel like this renewal is bringing in a an energy of truth that many of you have longed for a very long time. Okay, it says you are entering a phase of renewal and refresh and fresh energy. Have you been feeling worn out? It's time to refresh yourself, whether by resting or changing your environment. New energy is on its way. Okay, family. So I feel like you have really been here. Okay. And it's just a matter of time. Okay. For many of you, you're already in this energy. Okay. You know things, you see things, you acknowledge it, and you just leave it as is. Okay. I feel like many of you are not trying to counsel or guide anyone anymore. Okay. You are just leading by example. This is what I'm hearing. Okay. You're leading by example. Okay. You are leading by example. Okay. Tell me more, spirit. Yeah. This is bringing in the energy of true love. Okay. Because you are who you say you are. Like, you don't be, y'all love when I say it. You don't be fronting because ain't no future in your fronting. Okay. Um, Now, with this energy of true love, you may find yourself having difficulties when it comes to expressing it because you're an action person. You rather show than to talk. Sometimes things don't come out right. Words don't come out right. Sometimes for you, family, only take it how it resonates. Okay. But sometimes words don't come out right. You may think of things that you should have said. But you didn't say it right then and there. That's that kind of energy. But I feel like this person, they enter over and understand you. Okay. It says true love is a deep soul connection. Are you searching for it? Trust that it's out there, but remember to love yourself first. True love will follow naturally. Okay. So there is somebody that they may naturally really have feelings or care about you. I don't know. Okay. um I just heard that. Somebody, and I know this isn't good, but it's gonna be factual. It's gonna be true. Somebody may see you in the light of someone that they would want to be with, but maybe they can't be with. Or I also picked that up. It's like they're not good. It's maybe somebody that just can't come live with you, or you with them. Okay, I don't know where that came from, but that energy just popped up in here. Okay, tell me more, spirit. Maybe they're with you in spirit and energetically. Tell me more. Mm, mm. Yeah, I cannot make it up. Darn. Yeah, so there's admiration here, honor, and boundaries. So somebody does honor your boundaries and they admire them or they admire you. Okay. Maybe the fact that you've set some boundaries. Okay. Somebody is may be honoring them and they admire them as well. Okay, it says setting healthy boundaries is crucial for your well-being. Somebody knows that about you. Okay, they know that you have boundaries. I don't feel like there's strict boundaries, but they know that you have boundaries, and they honor and admire that about you. It says here, for some of you, you could be feeling overwhelmed by others at times, and then for others, the clarity. Okay, you're getting clarity. You're setting clear boundaries here. It says clearly define your limits to protect your emotional and mental space. So you're getting clarity on how to, establish boundaries. Okay. And this is not just for your mental and emotional space, but for others as well. And somebody is holding you in high honor because of that. It says, yeah, respect for yourself and others is the key to your growth. And people know that. They know you're respectful. But then they also know that, the boundaries when it comes to things, I feel like a lot of people are starting to see your boundaries are, legit. They're not something that you're just coming up with some rigid, if the shoe was on their foot, they would see why those boundaries would have been established. Okay. And it says you have felt, some of you may have felt a lack of respect in some areas of your life. And by setting clear boundaries and honoring yourself, the world will follow suit. And somebody honors that about you because you're not you ain't out here trying to cause nobody no harm. But then when people try to play in your face and cause you maybe some harm, that's when your boundaries kick in. Okay, and that's when you let people know, hey, look, if the shoe was on the other foot, would you accept what you want me to accept? Right? And then you break it down for them. And that's what they're going to be following suit on. They're going to start looking at things from the perspective of if it was them, how would they handle it? Or how would they, you know what I'm saying? Type energy. Because it's like, what? And a lot of people are very upset at that because, you may be being held in high honor with, not just the Most High God, because that's first and foremost. That's who you really care to be held in honor with, right? The Most High God, the divine creator of all living things, your angels, ancestors, and your spiritual team. But other people are also admiring the way you hold yourself in high honor. And holding yourself in high honor also just helps you place that energy on others to be like, okay, well, look at it. If it was your foot in the shoe, what would you do? How would you feel? Is this right? Right. That part, that type of energy. And people are admiring that about you. Okay. You are worthy of admiration and respect. And then it goes on to say, for some of you, have you been downplaying your value? And it goes on to say, accept compliments and be proud of your achievements. You deserve recognition. Okay. A lot of people may not have wanted you to ever be in that energy to, deserve that recognition or to feel like you deserved recognition. Okay. Something about vanilla. I don't know if it's vanilla ice cream, the smell of vanilla, or something about vanilla. Yep. Message. Okay. Yeah. You bring balance. Period. Like you really do, family. You bring balance because it's like, man, stop looking at things from the perspective you've been looking at it from. Because, when it's all said and done, you're not a billionaire. Facts. Message. Okay, for a lot of people that don't enter and understand that, you're not a billionaire. And I'm not saying that the billionaires feel any certain kind of way, but there is a certain type of mindset and that they have. Okay, shit, they can buy anything. They ain't worried about a bill. They ain't worried about eating. They ain't worried about nothing, right? So I feel like you bring balance to the situation. You might be that playing field that's right in the middle because you may not have the billions in the bank, but you got the billions all up inside of you. Okay, you are abundant internally. And when you're abundant internally, you can, push that energy out. You can reflect that. You can project that energy. People can either tap into it and be and see that reflection or not. But I feel like, you project balance. Even in a world where people feel like, oh, I'm not a billionaire, I'm not a millionaire, I ain't got it. Nah, rebuke, clear, cancel, release. Strike that down. You definitely are a billionaire. You definitely are energetically. And over a matter of time, you may be coming into something else. And I feel like this time is representing the renewal. Because I feel like, there's going to be, let's get to it. All right, I heard that, spirit. Okay. So basically, time, this is giving me somebody with this renewal and true love over time. Somebody has observed this about you. Okay. But let's see. It says balance is key. Okay. To a harmonious life. Have you been feeling, for some of you, out of sync? Goes on to say, adjust how you spend your time and energy to ensure you maintain a healthy equilibrium. For many of you, you are very balanced, okay? Even when you're upset, you're balanced. But then, it's like, I should not have to bring these things up to somebody that knows better type energy, right? I feel like over time, somebody has watched you grow from a period of time. Many, okay? Maybe not just one person, but many. But particularly here, Spirit has picked up on a true love, a soulmate, okay? A divinely guided soulmate for you, all right? But over time, many have just viewed you, okay? It says time. Time is your greatest ally for growth and healing. Have you been rushing through life? Okay, so many of you, listen, family, I'm telling you right now. Let me tell you what this energy is. You be on the hustle, you be on the go. Okay, all you know is you got to get to work, you got to get to school, you got to get to work, school, and home. For some of y'all, drop one of them off if it don't resonate. Okay, if you don't go to school, then you don't go to school. All right, you know how it's gonna go. Okay, I feel like you just going, right, going, going, going. You got something you gotta do. You got things you gotta handle. You don't got time to be playing with folk. Type energy, right? And through your flow and just how you be moving, okay? How you be moving. You haven't maybe been paying attention to somebody else watching your growth. You could feel it, or you might feel like you've grown in some areas and then, stop playing. Sometimes you be like, oh, I could do better, or I should have done better, or right? Because we are our own criticizers. At least I am. I will criticize myself, and then spirit be like, stop it, you know. But you're just going. You're just going. You're not paying attention to who's watching you. You just be moving, but somebody be watching you and how you move. Somebody sees you have this energy of like, you gonna put up that good fight. And I mean, it's a good fight. And I'm not saying from the perspective of it being like a fight physical. I mean, like, shit, you don't have any choice. You've never been given a choice. You've always had to keep going. You've always had to keep persevering through whatever it is. But no matter what, you've been grateful in it. And you've always put the Most High God first and foremost, period. Because the God within you and all around you is always going to be with you. So it's like, you know what? Hey, God, I know you there. I acknowledge you daily, okay? Because you are the God within me and all around me. So that's why you're able to take the negative and turn it into something positive. That's why you're able to sit back and actually see things for what they are at 1344, because you are seriously tapped into your highest self, your higher being. See, you might be here in the 3D matrix, but you definitely tapped into your higher self. But you actually, quantum. You could be quantum jumping, okay? You could be in the 3D and then jump all the way up to the next realm or realms in order to handle 3D situations. You be quantum jumping. You be timeline jumping. But I just heard quantum jumping. Oh, quantum. Okay, tell me what that is, family. Quantum jumping. So it says here, time. Time is your greatest ally for growth and healing. So over time, somebody has watched that, okay? They've watched you renew yourself here. And it goes on to say, have you been rushing through life? Oh, didn't I just say that? Looky here. I just said that. You be on the go. That's the energy. That's crazy. I didn't even see that because these letters are so small. I gotta be like, no, not really. I do need to hold it back. But you know what I'm saying, family? Yeah, you be on the go, so you don't be paying attention to who's paying attention to you. But people been paying attention to you, and you be like, oh, I just gotta get. Listen, that's my energy. I promise you, family. I get kind of irritated when I have to go outside. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the divine is within me and all around me, and wherever I am, the divine is there. So you know what I'm saying? When I gotta go outside, I be pissed. I be like, see, because it's always to fix something. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm going outside to enjoy a walk. Or it's like, oh, I gotta go outside because I gotta do this. I gotta, running around like, let me get this done. Let me just try to be easy. You know what I'm saying? Let me enjoy the time, the space, whatever the case may be. But then you run into one of them, right? You like, oh, at 15:57, you like, see, this is what I'm talking about. I wasn't trying to be up in this energy. I wasn't trying to run up into this, but that's the energy. Okay? That be the energy, right? I feel like a lot of you, because you've been moving 1,000 miles per hour, you haven't been paying attention to who's been paying attention to you. Mm. Message for some of you, but somebody has watched you grow, and somebody is your true love. That true love could have been the one watching you grow. Now, I heard that. I heard that. How is somebody supposed to be my true love watching me? Let me tell you, this person's energy that I'm picking up on, they connected. I just heard that. They're connected. Most y'all live in a little radius. Like, wait, you be like here, there, back. Here, there, back. You know what I'm saying? You ain't like, and you only have certain territories that you go to because that's always been your energy. You're someone who they ain't gonna be finding you off in the damn wilderness nowhere. I'm just gonna say like that. You be out handling business and you get back to the crib. And then sometimes you be handling business like, oh, see, like y'all, look, this was a trip. And I could have done this. I could have, because I be moving. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I have things I have to do, I just want to get it done and then get back into the privacy of where I need to be. And that's home. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a street runner. I'm not a partier. Uh, There's a lot of things I don't do now. Was I always that way? Please, I was always out and about and ripping and running, and you know what I'm saying, going out. And that's when I was younger. But as you renew your energy, you grow and you learn and you heal, and then you act your age as a mature adult. You're not always doing those things. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. Did I ever lack a party? No. Mm-mm, but I was younger, you know what I mean? And then as, I grew up and teaching my offspring, how to conduct themselves and be alert, I, went to a few parties with them, like, hey, you don't leave your drinking, nurturing, mothering things, teaching them things that they need to know, keep your head on the swivel and always tap into your energy, you know? Type energy. But see, you didn't realize somebody was out here watching you while you running around for real, and they're connected. It says, trust in the timing of things. Patience will bring the results you want or you seek. And I feel like there is somebody out here that you could be saying to yourself, and don't come in here talking about you. Don't say that, because if you are not somebody that believes in love or wants love, and I heard that spirit told me to go back and finish. I move real fast, right? And I don't know. I might have hit my porch light. I really don't know, y'all, cause but when I came in yesterday, the porch light was on. Wow. And then I looked and see the at the bottom of the deck, surrender. The porch light was on. And I thought to myself, did I turn the porch light on? But the first thing that I heard when I thought about it, Spirit was like, If you did, great. That was your subconscious. But if you didn't, that was somebody looking out for you. Because you for the looks of them, you might have been getting in dark time. And that was weird, okay? Just I don't know. Take that how that resonates. But I could have been walking out the door and hit it, but then something else might be telling me I didn't. Something could have happened like that to some of y'all, okay? You like porch light on. I don't remember turning on the porch light, but I don't know. Maybe that's a side message for someone. But I feel like at the bottom of the deck, yeah, somebody is out here telling you need to surrender now. Like I said, don't come in here talking about because then you shouldn't be here. I'm just gonna keep it real with you though. If you are not wanting love in your life, then you should not be on this channel or in this space, because everybody needs and wants somebody. I don't give a damn if they just your friend and you love one another. But this is a different kind of love. Okay? This is giving me like light as a feather. Surrendering to something. It says sometimes letting go brings the greatest change. Are you feeling out of control? Some of you could be, right? And then for others, message is saying surrender to the flow and trust in the universe's plan. Okay? Peace will come when you release your grip. I'm telling you. And see, many of you, you've already released the grip. You're not trying to control something. I ain't never tried, because I've been like, you do what you want to do. I know that's bad. But I don't like that. Don't include me in trying to figure out what you should do if you do what you want to do. Like that's always been my inner, as a parent, not as a parent. And when they were younger, now, do what you want to do. Hey, that ain't my business. But that is my energy though, y'all. I'd be like, do what you want to do as long as it's not affecting me. When it gets to affecting me, now I'm tripping. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm going to my spiritual team. I'm going to the Most High God. I'm praying about it. Sometimes I might vent out loud about it, but shit, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So somebody may want you just to surrender to the post. Okay, I picked up on that energy too. You don't like being controlled. You don't like being monitored. You don't like people, I feel like, all up in your business, but you don't really even have any business. That's funny. That is so funny. You don't have any business, family, but you don't like people in your business. You know, does that make sense? You don't really have no business, but you don't want people in your business either. You know what I mean? You be like, I ain't got no business, but don't be in my business. That is so funny. You know what I'm saying? But that's your energy. You be like, I don't have no business, but don't be in my business. Fucking done. Because look, people feel like you're being private, okay? I think you be being private. You ain't being private at all. Like one time my daughter, she kind of irritated me when she said it. She was like, you are private and stuff. You don't want nobody knowing your business. And I just looked at her because I thought to myself, first of all, I ain't even doing shit. So you shouldn't be in my business when I ain't doing shit. But you know what I'm saying? That's that energy. Like, you don't want people in your business, but you don't even have any business. That's funny. But you know what I'm That's exactly the energy. Somebody's like, chill the fuck out. Okay? Just go with the flow. Okay? You don't like to feel monitored. You don't like to feel like people. But then they often make you know, yes, you're being monitored. Yes, we're in your face. Yes, we know everything you're doing. And that just be pissing you off, right? I feel like whatever that is behind this sacred union that's out here. I feel like there's somebody that holds you sacred to them. So this energy, they're connected. See, for some of y'all, that's just the way it's gonna be. That's what I'm hearing. Mm. For some of y'all, there's just somebody that is really into you, and they may be influential, or they may just, know a lot of people. You may just live in a small space, a small town. You're you're like you're when you go out exploring, you only gonna go a few places. It's like your pattern or your routine. Like if you're going outside, 25, 20, 44. If you're going outside, it's really just to handle business. You're not outside doing so anytime you step outside, they already know, oh, yeah, it's business going down. And this is where people get to observe you. This is where people get to see who you truly are. Okay. I feel like at the bottom of the deck, Sacred Union, it says, yeah, two powerful forces are uniting. hmm Whether in a relationship or within yourself, this union brings energy and growth. So embrace this connection. Wow. It will lead to deeper understanding and transformation. I cannot make it up. For real, family. Like you've been being observed for your character and how you handle things. But wait, somebody also sees like they observant, like you observant. They see you're very observant, and then they also see that you're very patient, but they see that sometimes your patience can get to, like you may be somebody that could just chill on some stuff. 2711, go with the flow. um Hoping for the results that you want, or whatever the circumstance or situation is at the time. And the only time this energy might see you set boundaries is when something isn't right. And that's funny to be, yeah, because look, they know at that point in time infinite possibility. Okay. They're like, okay, well, but you are very well grounded. Okay, family, you're very well grounded. You already understand, overstand, and understand. So you understand, and overstand the matrix, the energies within it, the people within it, right? You already know they want you to go off and act a fool, and you just don't have time. I feels like some of y'all, that is so funny. Look, I don't know why I keep hearing Reese Waters, the pearly gates, right? Yesterday, I felt like the lady at the pearly gates. I want to speak to the manager. But you know what I'm saying? It's still something about you straightening out your crown. But when you come, you're not coming with the wham, wham, wham. You ain't left and come back 4 days later. You like, addressing this right now, and boom, bam, 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 and showing, and right? Those boundaries, okay? That has definitely been observe. Now, the infinite possibilities about pertaining to those boundaries, let's see what it's saying, okay? Or just the infinite possibilities of just you being who you are, okay? It says you are at the threshold of infinite possibilities. The universe is opening new paths for you. Break free from old limits, right? And explore the unknown. Mm. The potential ahead is greater than you think. Okay, family? So I feel like, let me tell you, people are starting to see who you really are. Okay? Um, Someone here, I'm telling you, they want you to know that you may be being observed. Okay? Um, but not because you are irresponsible, reckless, or anything like that. It's just because they're learning from you. Okay? Because it went on to say, and I think it was here, that there is definitely growth. Okay? Two powerful forces are uniting, whether in a relationship or within yourself. Okay, so take it how it resonates. This could be within you and someone else, okay, or just within you and your angels, ancestors, spiritual team, most high God, okay. But something about you embracing the connection, because it will lead to deeper understanding and transformation. Okay, I feel like this is the energy. But I'm also telling you, for those of you who are going to resonate, and yes, you believe in love, because I don't know who don't. And if they don't, I don't want you over here. Because you have to have love. You got to believe in it. You got to have it. You got to feel it. You got to know it. You know what I mean? Because whether it's just loving yourself, loving others, a combination of both, loving you and someone else, it's a combination. It's love. Okay. But I feel like at 3100, and we're going to wrap that up, wrap this message up, or 3100, yes, and we're going to wrap the message up. I feel like there's infinite possibilities out here, but Spirit just wants you to surrender and go with the flow. and and the energy that I feel like Spirit wants you to surrender to is the energy of, yeah, you don't have no business. They know this, okay? But they're in your business. Okay? You may not have any business, but they are definitely in your business. Okay? All right, family. So I don't leave that message here. Take it how it resonates. I love you. The divine loves you. All right, let's close out. Woo! Oh, and thank you for being here. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for hitting your notification bell, like, share, subscribe, sowing positivity into the space. Thank you for your donations and contributions. Okay, I love you and the divine loves you. Let's close out. I release the matrix and its betrayal and deception. I stand rooted in my truth and I call my power back. I am whole, I am becoming, and so it is. Ashe. Okay, family, and until next time. You have a magnificent day. Ashe.